Hey guys, welcome back to part 2 of the guide to broodwarecasting. This is going to be more of the technological side. I'll throw into the what qualifies as a good caster. At least what I've kind of learned. Quite difficult in reading a lot of stuff. But that might be a little bit more of a tangent later on at the end of the video. Not that. I'm just trying to help you out if you're ever looking at it, if you're trying to become a serious broodwarecaster. But without further ado, let's get into mic. So obviously I'm using a really pretty crappy mic right now, but this mic actually does have its kind of great functionality. There's kind of 4 different mics I kind of give a category to. You have the headset, you have the webcam, you have a Blue Yeti, which I don't have to show you, but I could tell you about it, and my microphone, which is just an XLR input microphone. So obviously I'll talk about the on your headset first off. Pretty much what this does, right? It's flexibility. You can move all around. I mean, it's even wireless, so you even have that functionality. You don't sound as great, but if you're gonna have more of a kind of consistent tone, not going super high, not going super low, it's not a bad mic. As you know, I kind of start yelling in my microphone, so this really would do. If I start screaming into it, you get that. So it sounds really, really bad for that reason, so you just want to be a little bit careful with that. But otherwise, I mean, it's not a terrible. They're also, I mean, you also get, you can hear as well. It's all in one piece, which is kind of nice. Versus, using a webcam, you have to put on headphones, so you don't have, it doesn't leak into your webcam. And obviously, if you have the external mic where it may not leak into it because it's isolated, stuff like that. And this is a really isolated mic. The only problem comes with it, you have to up the gain a lot. So sometimes you do get that kind of white, terrible noise. Now this is like $150 mic, $150 headset. Probably because, I mean, $30 probably fluctuates the wireless ability of it. But in reality, it's probably more like a $60 mic headset. So, I mean, this is kind of what you get. I mean, higher end, if you want a good mic on a headset, you really got to do your research. You really got to look for, the high end headsets, and you gotta look at the reviews of what they say for the mics. Generally, just on the general product review, it doesn't tell you what the mic quality is. If it says it's like a standard, headset mic, it's gonna sound something very similar to this, where you sound really Xbox Live oriented. So just be careful with that. So that's pretty much this guy. I will jump right onto my webcam next, so you can kind of just hear the different voices of which one maybe you want to hear more like. So without further ado, we'll be right back momentarily, guys.
All right, so we're now at the webcam. You guys are hearing this directly from my Logitech. I don't know. It's like a $70 mic. I just use this for a lot of webcam. It's like a 720p, so it's a little bit of a higher end webcam. But the point of the matter is, this is what you would be pretty much hearing out of pretty much a top quality webcam, to be honest. I mean, unless you're really kind of going for some odd, like, webcam ultimate, like desktop, camera, without getting like an actual SLR or something, that'd be kind of like an extreme. But really, this is what you're going to be getting from it. You can hear a lot more around me, probably some more white gain, and stuff like that. So you're going to be getting that. But again, you can start yelling way better, or going a little bit softer with people being able to hear you. But again, you do have the trade-off of doing that. And you can be from anywhere from your room, to be honest. This is at about 40% of the gain that you can put onto it. You can bump it up to 100, and that sounds crap. Let me see if I can actually bump it up to 100 for you guys right now. So you can just hear this. I mean, it's gonna sound. This is at 40%. This is at 100%. I can't tell the difference right now, but I could probably, when I go back to look at this probably sounds really bad. So I'm gonna put it back down to like 40, but I mean still a big drastic difference. All right, is this 100? This is 100. That's 100 right now, and then I'll put down to 40. I'm not sure if I directly changed it, but this is 40. So And again, that's the difference. And you know, generally, I mean, a webcam might be cheaper. You also have to think about, I mean, to me, this was all about the casting, and it wasn't so much about the other functionality that you get with it. A webcam, I mean, you can Skype with it. You don't have to wear a headset if you want to talk to people. You just don't have to. Problem is, you're probably gonna have to wear headphones anyway because you're gonna leak so much because these things pick up everything. They just pick up everything, and it's annoying. And you know, that may be saying maybe you don't have headphones, and that's maybe why you want to get the headset. I mean, there's different functionality per one, so you just want to think of that if you're wanting to buy a microphone. Now again, a headset can cost anywhere from $20 to $100, $200. I mean, they range. A webcam, I probably wouldn't exceed over $80, because that's really where you're just going to be like, oh, they have all these extra functionality, but it's actually a shitty webcam, and they're just a brand name, and they're trying to sell you something that says good. In my experience, I haven't really seen anything better than the webcam I honestly have, because really, I mean, a USB mic can only do so much. And with that, we will go on to our the Blue Yeti, but I'm gonna spare you the horrific audio and gonna use my actual mic. So be right back.
Alright, so guys, we're back, and we're going to talk about the Blue Yeti next. So, obviously, this is what my XLR interface mic is going to, sound like. There might be some some bad quality because it's using XSplit, and it's not using, like, Audacity or something that really records it really, really well. So just keep that in mind. If you hear that kind of, like, buzzing noise at the beginning of it, that's not from the microphone itself, it's just XSplit's kind of starting up the recording. So, a Blue Yeti mic is a tabletop mic that costs like $100, $150. And now it's pretty much an XLR interface mic without the XLR interface. So you pretty much save a lot of money for doing that. And honestly, it's probably a better choice than getting this kind of mic. Obviously, I mean, I'll talk about this one later, but essentially you're going to be getting a really isolated environment. I mean, anything from 5 feet out isn't going to be captured really. And if you just look, any kind of YouTube commentator really uses those kind of microphones, the higher ones, they probably use a Blue Yeti, and ultimately they just get really crisp, really good audio, like the mic that I'm using right now. Of course, probably not as good, but the same thing happens. You're spending a lot more money on this guy than a Blue Yeti, so just keeping your options open if you're looking for something. If you're looking at that higher end, again, if you're just kind of using it for brew or commentating, this is getting to the point where it's like, why would you spend this much money and just enjoy the content? You just enjoy what you have, honestly. I mean, I'm a stickler for, keeping everything really, really nice and clean, so I kind of went to the extreme on both sides. Yeah, so that is that. Now, I'm going to go and just switch up mics again, because you know what my XLR interface one sounds like. I'm just going to go back to my headset one, because I need to show you what the XLR interface one sounds like. All right, be right back, guys. With the webcam, the webcam, the headset, the Blue Yeti out of the way, let's talk about the big boy. If you're wanting to spend a ton of money on a microphone because you have nothing else to spend it on, this is the guy you want to check out. So this is the microphone itself, right? This thing's a tank. This guy's a tank. This is what gives you that awesome audio quality, right? Pretty awesome. Yes. This is the Shure SM7B. I'm not going to do a review on it. Pretty much all I'm saying is, there's a lot of shit you can do with this thing. I mean, like, they even have, like, the microphone thing comes off, too. Like, it's not like you can't see that. You can interchange it and stuff like that. There's a lot of functionality with it, and this is actually specifically for, like, broadcasting purposes, like internet radio or radio, generally, or esports and in your bedroom broadcasting, I guess. If you're looking for the best mic you can get, I did a lot of research on it. This literally is the best mic you can get for that. Under $4,000. Under $4,000. Rush Limbaugh uses the same mic, like a really popular political commentator dude on the radio around me. But his main is out of solid gold, so it's a lot more expensive. But it's the same mic. Yeah. Yeah. So that's the mic. Now this is an XLR interface because of the input for the little dongle thingies right there, and that's what requires a special cord for it, which is right here, right here, special cord. Right here, there's the female part, and this is the male part, obviously, you know. But obviously, that's not USB, so where the hell does it go? Well, I'll tell you, it goes into this guy. This is an audio interface. So not only do you have to spend $350 on the microphone, you got to spend at least $150 on the audio interface. This is a Focusrite 2i2. It's a pretty nice piece of machine. It's really nice and glossy and stuff. It's nice on the tabletop. And then you get, you know, your little game doggles right here, and then you have to... There's a lot of settings you can use with this stuff. So yes, there you go. So what does that mean, essentially? Also, you need a stand for these kind of microphones, and which cost me about $50 as well. And you're going to need a... Now, this mic came with it, but if you get a cheaper XLR one, which isn't the Shure, like the Shure was kind of nice that it just had a built-on stabilizer, you're going to have to buy a stabilizer as well. So that kind of sucks. So ultimately, like, this cost me like $600 for this entire setup. Like, really? Like, it was expensive. So, well, if you have that much money, you know, half a grand, lying grand, I don't think you're going to be getting this mic. But the fact is that it's a really nice mic. If you want the best of the best, under $4 grand, this is the way to do it. And that's about all I can really tell you about this. Oh, and I guess the other thing is, like, just think of, like, the best quality mic that you could ever have, and that's pretty much what this is. And what that means is, you know, you got to get, like, pretty up and close to it. I mean, you have to get really frickin'... Can I get this? Like, it has to be, like, really close to your mouth. Get your nice, soft tone, etc. A lot of mics will do this. You don't need to get this if you want to go for an XLR interface. Microphone, I mean, it's good, and there's functionality. I mean, again, you got to think of what your other hobbies are. If you're an artist, right? Not an artist in, you know, painting stuff, but like a musical artist or something like that. You have some other functionality, right? Because if you get an audio interface, you can record your guitar, or you can, for your band or whatever, and stuff like that. I mean, there's other functionality with this, but again, if you're only doing it for my purposes, which was for casting, it's not such a great idea. But otherwise, I mean, great stuff. Otherwise, you know, think of it if you want to go for it, and then this connects via USB. Which is back there, which it doesn't really matter, and all that fun stuff. So we are now going to talk about, actually, you know, we'll end this video here, and then part 3, and I'll upload all the parts together, of course. Part 3 will just be the what I think makes a good caster from my own personal experience, because I've been ripped on a shit ton, but I'll leave it at that, and that should be a pretty entertaining rant, I would expect. So. Awesome stuff. Catch you guys on the flip side. Be right back with part 3 momentarily.